The era of the Crusades was one of the most important periods of medieval history, influencing many aspects of European culture. During this time, numerous remarkable figures emerged and left their mark on history, among them King Baldwin IV of Jerusalem, also known as Baldwin the Leper due to the illness that afflicted his body. Much of his short life deserves recognition for his efforts in defending the Holy Land. Baldwin was born in Jerusalem in 1161, the second son of Prince Amalric of Jerusalem and the younger brother of King Baldwin III. At the age of 9, Baldwin was placed under the care of the historian William of Tyre, who served as his tutor. It was William who first discovered the boy's illness. Unlike other children, Baldwin did not cry when pinched by his playmates. Soon, William realized that Baldwin could not feel pain in his right arm. The king hired Muslim physicians to treat Baldwin, but none were able to cure him. Leprosy was suspected, but since no visible symptoms had yet appeared, the doctors hesitated to make the diagnosis due to the severe stigma it would bring. Had it been confirmed during childhood, Baldwin would have been legally required to join the Order of St. Lazarus, a military order composed of knights suffering from leprosy and similar diseases. Initially, Baldwin was still able to use his limbs without any visible facial disfigurement, and his condition was kept secret. As a teenager, he was an optimistic and determined young man, resembling his father in appearance, body shape, and bearing. Baldwin was quick to learn, though he sometimes stuttered, and he enjoyed listening to historical tales. William praised his excellent memory, noting that Baldwin never forgot acts of kindness or insults directed toward him. In 1174, Baldwin's father unexpectedly died of dysentery after returning from a campaign against Nur ad-Din, the Sultan of Damascus. Although Baldwin was only 10 years old, he was proclaimed king by the High Court of Jerusalem. Until he reached adulthood, the regency was entrusted to Raymond of Tripoli. In the summer of 1176, Baldwin turned 15 and officially assumed full control of the kingdom. Due to his illness, many doubted he would rule long or produce heirs. His condition greatly influenced his reign, as he constantly had to consider the issue of succession. Baldwin initially planned to marry his sister Sibylla to Hugh III of Burgundy but ultimately wed her to Guy de Lusignan, a French noble knight, a decision meant to secure military support for Jerusalem. Soon after taking power, Baldwin began preparing a large-scale campaign against Egypt. He took advantage of Saladin's campaign in Aleppo to lead a strike near Damascus. This was his first experience of war. Despite having already lost most movement in his limbs and being able to use only one hand, he refused to delegate command and personally took part in the fighting. On November 25, 1177, Sultan Saladin left Egypt to attack the city of Ascalon. Baldwin, then 16, led the Frankish army toward Ascalon to defend it. Though vastly outnumbered, the Franks continued their pursuit as Saladin advanced toward Jerusalem, assuming Baldwin would not dare follow. Confident due to the small size of the Frankish force, Saladin allowed his troops to spread out, pillaging villages over a wide area. Meanwhile, Baldwin and the Knights Templar broke through enemy lines. Baldwin pursued Saladin until nightfall, then withdrew to Ascalon. Saladin, having lost nearly 90% of his forces, including his personal Mamluk guard, fled back to Egypt. Harassed by Bedouins along the way, only a tenth of his army made it back with him. However, Baldwin also suffered greatly. He was still in adolescence when he launched this daring campaign. Living in harsh field conditions without proper hygiene may have worsened his leprosy. The disease continued to progress, causing severe debilitation and facial disfigurement. Baldwin gradually became paralyzed and had to be carried in a litter suspended between two horses. Blindness followed soon after. Despite retaining sharp intellect and awareness of his physical decline, Baldwin proposed to abdicate the throne, but the nobility refused out of respect for his leadership. In 1183, suffering from fever and believing he was near death, Baldwin appointed his brother-in-law Guy de Lusignan as regent. When Saladin attacked again, it was Guy who led the Christian armies. Unable to produce an heir due to his condition, Baldwin eventually named his 5-year-old nephew, Baldwin V, as his successor, crowning him co-king on March 16, 1185.